Hello and welcome from the Few Forgotten Women team. The 12 members of the team initially came together after an online course during lockdown. We decided to continue as a group, mainly for support in our own family history research. And one of the things we quickly realised was that we all had women in our ancestry who had led extraordinary lives, but that unless we took responsibility and recorded their stories, then more than likely these women would be lost forever. Many people find this. History concentrates on the men in their ancestry, mostly due to the historical patriarchal systems of form filling, rules and regulations, meaning that most women are quite often also rangs in the family tree, from daughter to wife, wife to mother, and finally widow, or even just referred to as the deceased in an obituary. And we decided that we would start to effect a change, in our own family narratives at least. But then we began to find women who were further overlooked, those whose lives and stories were touched by poverty, disability, alcoholism, prostitution, criminality, illegitimacy, abandonment, mental ill health. The list is almost endless, and of course some of these conditions go side by side. One circumstance often leads to another. And there are also women who perhaps aren't so much marginalised, but who have no descendants to recount their life history. They are equally deserving of a voice. So the Few Forgotten Women project was born, with our ultimate aim being to provide an empathetic and non-judgmental portrait of all these women to ensure their stories are remembered. One of our first projects was to collaboratively research the same woman and jointly write up her story. We enjoyed the process so much that we thought others might like to share the experience. So we tentatively introduced the idea of a Few Forgotten Women Fridays. But we needn't have been so cautious. Our initiative took off and has become very popular among researchers interested in exploring women's histories. So far, we have held 7 such Fridays, each time uncovering the lives of the females in a single institution or data set, ranging from children in a ragged school, inebriate women, student teachers, a housewifery school, a children's hospital, and our latest Friday, the female pupils in 2 schools for the deaf and dumb. As the 12 members of the team are spread across the UK, we do try and take our data sets likewise, and have covered institutions in Yorkshire, Middlesex, Surrey, Cheshire, Somerset, Northumberland, Kent and Devon. The premise of a Forgotten Women Friday is simple. We provide everyone who has volunteered with a name, normally from a census return, but we've also been lucky enough to have access to private collections or archival records. The volunteer then researches the life of that woman and writes up their story, and we publish it on our website. We have a Zoom call open all day for volunteers to come and chat to members of the team and share their excitement at any discoveries, or perhaps tell us they can hardly find anything about that person at all. But everyone enjoys the process. We've had volunteers who've taken part in every one of our Forgotten Women Fridays and who we now consider friends. It's certainly an awesome community we've built up around our team. And last year, we took part in the York Festival of Ideas with pupils from the Mount School, who researched women connected to the school and presented their research to other pupils and members of staff, as well as providing those stories for the website. For this year's All About That Place, 7 of our team will be presenting 9 talks. We've very much enjoyed putting these presentations together and are looking forward to sharing them with you. So that, in a nutshell, is the Few Forgotten Women team. If you're keen to know more, then follow us on Facebook, X, Threads or Instagram, as well as popping along to the website, where you can find out all our links to the social media. You can also find out all about us, who we are, how you can become involved in our next Forgotten Women Friday, which takes place on the 8th of November, the theme being Refuges for Fallen Women. And of course, read the narratives of the women who would otherwise have remained forgotten.